When adapting any outside medium into the video game realm, certain properties prove better suited than others. But the tabletop role-playing game Hunter the Reckoning seems an almost perfect fit for an interactive experience. A world where mortals attempt to fight supernatural creatures, you could theoretically take that concept in a myriad of directions. High Voltage Software, who are mostly known for ports and licensed games to this point, would opt for a Gauntlet-style action game which boasted 4-player co-op, a quartet of unique hunters to play as, and some cutting-edge visual tech courtesy of the Xbox. It proved one of the system's better action games, as while suffering from some noticeable quirks, the act of hacking through waves of nasties is a whole lot of fun. In the town of Ashcroft, a supernatural event rocks the prison. As Nathaniel Arcady is electrocuted in the chair, enraged spirits begin rising and threaten to wreak havoc upon the town. Luckily, 4 witnesses to the event became imbued with the power of hunters and sealed the evil force in the prison, avoiding certain calamity. Unfortunately, a bunch of rowdy teens celebrate the anniversary of the incident with ultra-loud music, and reawaken the sealed spirits, turning the town into a monstrous battleground with zombies, werewolves, and vampires on the loose. The 4 hunters return to the town to stop this evil once again. The story proves atmospheric, with its memorable opening sticking with you long after completion, and with a handful of notable twists and solid dialogue powering cutscenes, it proves enjoyable in a Grindhouse-esque way.
There's a little girl I was watching. I need to get her to the church.
You're just going to get killed. Get to the church. I'll get her.
Hunter the Reckoning is a hack and slash reminiscent of the likes of Gauntlet and Diablo. As one of 4 hunters, you make your way through a litany of stages with hundreds of monsters to kill along the way. Some simply task you with reaching the end, while others require objectives to be completed, such as rescuing innocents or guiding a little girl through a graveyard. Choosing a hunter also proves important, as each boasts unique weapons and magic attacks. Avenger proves a melee specialist, with a battle axe chopping up foes sharpish. The Defender can heal while attacking with a katana and magnum combo. The Martyr sacrifices health for powerful magic, and the Judge can summon magic with more frequency. Each class, although similar on a basic level, feels diverse and requires careful study to find their proficiencies, and seeing their abilities in tandem during co-op play is quite a joy. Combat is the main component of this one, so it's a good thing that the acts of slicing and shooting monsters is satisfying. Whether carving up zombies with a katana, chewing through waves with an assault rifle, or blasting anything into chunks with the rocket launcher, the impact of attacks feels potent and satisfying. Adopting an almost twin-stick shooter control scheme, you can direct your gunfire using the right stick for more control and strafing, which works well. While there is some semblance of auto-aiming with your fire, enemies often spawn on top of you and warrant a change in firing direction. It can prove a bit frustrating when you control the mob of foes, only for a monster to spawn on top of you and get in a cheap swipe. It does, however, add to the chaotic feel of combat, and in co-op, it can certainly be dealt with. Taking full advantage of the 4 control ports, The Reckoning supports co-op for the entirety of its campaign, and needless to say, adding in more players makes the game a blast. While the static camera can make navigation a bit trickier during certain fights, it never proves a continuous issue. But what about those who go in solo? Sadly, Hunter isn't quite as engaging. the game doesn't feel suited to solo play, with frequent enemy spawns causing combat to grow stale when playing alone. While the game is perfectly playable in single player, some sections feel less attuned to this, with a particularly grueling trawl through the prison seeing you overwhelmed sharpish. Even the way cutscenes acknowledge there being 4 heroes, but only one person present in the scene, makes you feel like the odd one out. But get some friends in there, and it becomes a blast. It's also quite a short game. Most will likely spend around 5 hours blazing through Hunter's campaign, which will definitely leave some players wanting more. Replayability is a tad limited, as while you can certainly boot this one up for casual co-op sessions with ease, there is little in the way of unlockables. Alternate costumes unlock with a first completion, as well as a nightmare mode which ups the difficulty with tougher foes. But a few odd decisions hurt this one, such as not being able to carry your leveled up Hunter over to another playthrough. Instead, each new game sees your XP counter reset completely.
That's right, don't take no shit from anybody's stuffed animal.
Get off the altar, creature! Now!
Releasing a couple of months after the Xbox itself, Hunter the Reckoning proved one of the most impressive looking games on the system. Environments proved excellently lit, with thick shadows and hazy lighting colouring the world in an uneasy haze. Reflective floors, gorgeous water effects, and spacious levels also proved highlights. Character models aren't the most detailed, but boast excellent animation during cutscenes, which adds emotional depth to the story. Performance also holds steady at 60 frames per second, smoothing out combat further, even in some intensely chaotic situations. The audio is strong too, with chunky combat sounds which add impact to your strikes, decent music which mixes a nu metal edge with horror, and solid voice work that balances serious lines with cheesy delivery. Hunter the Reckoning proves a hell of a time, with strong combat and excellent co-op standing tall. Whether slicing through zombies, setting ghosts ablaze, or dueling with one of the many bosses, it proves a lot of fun to experiment with each of the varied hunters. While solo players might find less enjoyment here, grabbing 3 friends for a co-op session is immensely fun. Those with eager hunters in tow will likely find this a great buy, especially if the dark world appeals. Just maybe don't go alone on this one.
My apologies. It ain't the prettiest way, but it'll get you inside.